guys. So today we're gonna talk about retail stories.
Horror
Some
stories.
very, very bad stories.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Spooky.
All right, so I haven't told you guys this, but this is definitely one of the strangest experiences of my life. So there was a guy who comes in to work all the time. I work at a video game store, for context. There's a guy who comes in fairly often, super nice guy. He comes in with his daughter. We talk about like Injustice and some pretty cool games. Always thought he was a nice guy for the past like 3 months. One day he comes in with his daughter, and there was some hipster girl who comes in with her service dog. Obviously his daughter is like, "Oh, look, doggy." She's like, "Oh, okay, whatever." You know, she's just kind of like a grumpy little hipster chick. He's like, "What's the dog for?" And she's like, "It's a service dog." And he's like, "Okay, what do you mean?" He's like, "You're not blind, so why do you need a dog?" And she's obviously like really like upset, but she's like, "It's for a disability." And he says, "Oh, the dog doesn't have a disability. I don't see it anywhere." She's like, "No, it's for me." And he's like, "Oh, what's your disability?" And she says, I don't need to answer that question." And then she kind of like gets all grumpy. She makes a purchase and she leaves.
Yeah.
And then he says, this guy who I thought was super nice, he's like, "Man, I hate people like that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Yeah, she was being kind of rude." And he's like, he pulls out his gun and he's like, "If you said anything rude, anything else, I would shot the dog and I shot her." And I was like,
Oh my god.
"Okay, all right." And he's like, "All right, man, we're good friends." And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah. I'm on your side.
What's up, homie? But he's like, "Yeah, we're good friends. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You should know about this, because I trust you, man." Oh my God. And I was like, "I have no idea where you're going with this, for sure." And he just says, "Werewolves."
Oh my god.
And the worst thing I could have said was, "What did you just say?" But
yeah,
my first thought was, "What the fuck did you just say?" And he says, "You don't know about this?" It's like, I was just in shock because he just said werewolves.
First it's a gun.
This is a grown man who's like, werewolves. And then he's like, "And he let you in on this, man." And he for 30 minutes straight. 30 minutes, he was showing me videos about how 25% of Caucasians are werewolves. And they're born with tails. And the rest of the day, I was like...
That was just too disruptive.
Literally right after he leaves, another guy comes in, and I'm like sweating, and like blood's drained from my face, and I look pale. And he's like, "Dude, are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. Someone told me werewolves existed. I don't know what to say, man." But yeah, that is the craziest thing that's happened to me.
That is ridiculous.
Apparently werewolves exist.
What I'm more shocked about is him having a gun and just like pulls it out and shows you.
Casually pulled out with his 2-year-old
Like,
right there.
Oh my god.
I was like, were you gonna plan on killing this lady and a dog in front of your two?
Jesus.
Oh my god.
In public?
That's messed up.
Why do you need to carry a gun inside of a game store?
Werewolves. That's why.
I guess so.
He explained it to me. That's why. He gave me a very good and concise answer. Not concise. It was like 30 minutes, but he gave me a very good answer. He was showing me videos of like white people with tails, and like there was a guy with like
Furries?
no. Maybe he was one. Hold on. But no, it was just guys like people with like I don't know, like pretty long skin tags, or like I don't know. Some weird tail thing. It was probably like a birth defect or something. I don't know. Parents were smoking or drinking too much. But like, and they have a pillow of a wolf, and he's like, "You see that pillow right there?" It's like, "Yeah." Like, "It's a wolf, right?" "Sure." It's like, "It all makes sense, doesn't it?" And I'm like, "No, but okay."
It's so unrelated, but alright.
Alright, to me, if I were in that experience, I'd be like, and then in my head, like, what the fuck?
Literally, exactly. I was like, "Yeah, okay,
Like,
that's cool."
Like, I don't want to do with this. Just get out and leave.
And then he came in the next week to pick up a game, and once again,
God.
he was super nice, just super casual. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, "This is
You
the
see
werewolf
him.
guy."
Good to see you, man. How you
can't-
hunting those werewolves?
Please don't kill me.
I told everyone in the store, like, "Watch out for this man. He might shoot a werewolf."
Oh my god. Okay. So, I work at a shoe store, and one day I had this guy, and I guess his dad or something, his dad took a seat. This young kid, probably like 13 or 14, gave me a list, and it was all in Spanish. And I was like, hey, where you from? And he's like, yeah, I'm from Colombia. I was like, oh. He had this whole list of a bunch of shoes. It's like, yeah, can you just get me these in any size? I don't care, just as long as you get this style. Yeah, and I went back there, I was like, okay, I'll just grab whatever. And I grabbed a couple shoes in any size, and I put them next to the seat. He was like, okay, do you have any more? I don't care what style it is now. I just need shoes. I was like, okay, do you want the men's one? He's like, yeah, just give me the men's one. So I went there, I grabbed even more shoes. I ended up having like a giant pile of shoes like this big, like right there. And
how big?
it was like very
not like this. Not like this.
it was like that. It was like that.
No,
But,
yeah.
And then I had other customers. This guy had been busier that day, and I was still helping this kid grabbing his shoes and piling up. And I was helping my other customers, and the other customer was like, hey, what's going on here? I asked him, I was like, why do you need all these shoes for? And he said that he's planning to, his, I guess, family in Colombia is reselling them for a higher price in Colombia, like buying them cheaper here in the US. It's like, oh, that's kind of, I get, like at first I was like, oh, that's kind of smart. Yeah, and then I ended up getting all the shoes for him, and I'm checking out, and just tons of bags of him walking out. Yeah, he ended up spending about like $10,000. And what was really sketchy is when I found out that he used electronic gift cards on his phone. They went through the system, and it seemed all right. And then I called the loss prevention, and they were like, yeah, the gift card wasn't through. I was like, how much did they spend? I was like $10,000 worth in gift cards. And they were like, what? And they like all the gift cards went through, and they didn't really seem suspicious of it, and I was really.
So for a quick context, how long have you been working at the shoe store at this point?
I've been working there probably like 2 months.
Okay, so
it was
still
2
fairly
months,
new.
so I was pretty new.
Okay.
And
So people don't think you're a dumbass.
That's how I first met him, because we're like, what's this guy walking with so many bags?
True.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
We went over to him like, what's going on?
And then he left, and I remember that he went over to a store that's like right next to me, and he bought some glasses using the same gift cards, and they all went through. So, and then later I found out that my company sent a email to every single store saying, hey, don't accept these gift cards, they're a complete scam. And then I told my manager, was like, hey, this guy bought $10,000 worth of shoes. This is a problem. It's
We
like,
just lost $10,000.
he's like, yeah, it's all right. I mean, you're kind of new, so like, I mean, this like never happens usually, and then some people found a way to get through it. So.
But it's like, it's not your fault, regardless if you've been working there for years or 2 months. Like,
Yeah.
how are
it's
you
like,
supposed to know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like ridiculous. It was like it went through the system. Everything seemed fine, and I guess they managed to get like free gift cards somehow. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's like, you just have to kind of assume that they're scamming, but like,
Yeah.
even then you can't even assume, because it's like, they could just be some rich Colombian drug lords.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like a month ago, I actually had a guy who had some gift cards buying a shoe, and he was like, just get me this shoe, I don't care if it's men's or women's. I was like, okay. It's like, this guy definitely has to be scamming me. So I just grabbed him a random shoe size in women's, and I put the gift card in, it went through, and he had another one that didn't go through. So he was like, keep trying again. And I was like, it's not going through. He's like, what? I have money on this gift card. So I was like, and he's like, I'll just get this one shoe then, because he didn't have enough on his gift card. And I was like, okay. And he said, all right, I'll just call the store about the gift card. And I was like, hold on, let me just grab my manager real quick. I went up back, told my manager about it. I was like, yeah, I got this guy. He's probably scamming me. So he was like, oh, come on. And then he went out there and talked to him. Was like, yeah, we like got problems with gift cards before. And the guy's like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand all about that. His gift cards went through. So just, I don't know, just, it's hard to
always like a
determine.
fine line, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where you have
It's,
to, like,
it's always difficult.
You just have to kind of make a judgment call.
Pretty much.
Where it's like, all right, are they trying to steal $10,000 from me or not?
Exactly. So
I just
yeah.
thought of another story.
So yeah, that was my story.
Yay!
Yay.
Well, don't be this person.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, if you could find a way to scam a store for $10,000 and get away with it, then like,
Yeah.
I guess you deserve it, but
Yeah.
like, don't do it.
It's like-
don't do it.
you're still kind of sick.
It's like the aftermath of that was like we had like, I mean, not as many shoes like in the
Dude,
back.
they took a lot of shoes.
Oh, they did. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you find a way to do that, then like, good for you, but screw you.
Person.
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless you're doing like a weird Robin Hood thing where you're like stealing from the rich to
Yeah, to give to the poor.
Different.
then you're like a homie.
Yeah.
That reminded me of when I used to work at a fabric store. People would come in and try to use like traveler checks all the time, and they're like it's so obvious. They're like, yeah, can I get this bag of M&Ms? And they pay with the traveler check that's like $200, and like, yeah, can I get the rest of it back in cash? And we're like,
Wait.
No.
What?
oh no.
I can't do that.
What?
They're like, yeah, I can, but I need your driver's license, I need your address, I need all this, and they're like, yeah, never mind. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, yeah.
People do that. People do that all the time with like with games. They're like, yeah, I would like to trade in 6 copies of this brand new game, and it's like, you stole these.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly.
You did not spend that much money just to trade them in again.
How
'cause
come they just didn't go to 6 different game stores?
Yeah.
Okay.
Story time.
Oh, my story time, my horror story. So, I work at a clothing store, and what I usually do is just work the fitting room and like organize all the clearance racks and everything. But I guess this one time I was just clearing or organizing the clearance racks, and like there was just a person just there at the fitting room, and like we have this table, and we put clothes on top of it, like so I can like put shipment up, or if someone just leaves it there, I just put it up because they usually just leave the fitting room and I put it up. But this person just left their stuff there, and they were just standing right there. So I go over there and I try to pick up the stuff, and they're like, no, this is my stuff. Leave it there. I'm like, oh, but I'm just gonna move it over here because I don't want it in the way because we're putting clothes there. So I try to hang it up on this little hanger thingy. What's it called? A rack. I try to hang it up on a rack.
The rack.
And like I
Rack
guess
City.
she put her phone in between the clothes. So I didn't know it was there, and it dropped, and I'm like, what the heck? And she was like, oh no, my phone dropped, and she picked it up, and it was broken. Like there was like one big scratch on it.
Gash.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, you broke my phone. See, you didn't listen to me.
Órale.
And then she was telling my coworkers,
Hey.
That's alright, us.
yeah, she was trying to tell my coworkers. She was like, oh, she didn't listen to me. She broke my phone. What are you gonna do about it? And my coworkers were just like, well, we can't do anything about that. You're not supposed to put your clothes there. So, and then she was just talking bad about me to her children that were in the fitting room when she was waiting on her.
That'll
So,
show her.
Yeah, and yeah, that was stupid. Like, why? Oh my god.
Her kids that'll never see you again think bad of you. She got you there. I don't know what to say, Jesse. She won.
Sorry.
I'm like,
Get it,
okay.
no.
Like, that's stupid. Why'd she blame you? She put her phone in between the clothes.
And
I
so
didn't
she
see
forgot to. When she saw it drop, she's like, oh no.
She's like, oh no, my phone.
And then she tried to turn around on you, stupid.
I'm gonna sue you.
She broke my phone. She didn't listen to me when I said this is my clothes. I'm like,
That has nothing to do with your phone.
I was
but,
moving it, and she didn't say anything, so she didn't stop me. So she didn't know she had her phone there. But as soon as I dropped her phone, she's like, oh, this is all your fault. You should have listened to me.
Alright, well, my turn. So, first off, don't be a racist person.
Oh.
Second
I
off,
feel like that goes without saying.
don't go out in public if you. So I work in optics, and at that time we had an Asian doctor, and this lady comes up. Oh yeah, she's gonna get her eye exam, whatever. And my manager, like I'm blonde now, but usually I have colored hair. And my manager, she's got colored hair too. So she went up to the lady ignition.
Ignition.
Started.
Engines pumping.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Green light flashes.
BTS.
Anyways.
Anyways.
It was what's the band?
Initially, she helped her out. And she's like, yeah, so what glasses are you looking for? What's your style? Blah, blah, blah. And then she looks at my manager. She's like, oh, you have blue hair. I don't want you helping me. It's like, oh, all right, fine then. Pick someone else. Someone else that's got like really long hair with dreads. And then you got me with the color hair. So, we were, whatever, helping her out. And then she goes into the doctor's office. And she's all upset because she can't see and blah, blah, blah. But like, I can't really say too much because I signed forms. But, she just had other medical issues that were in the way of her actually being able to see just for a regular like standard eye exam, so it wasn't the doctor's fault. She was just being stupid and blaming her for no reason. And so she comes out, and then after everyone leaves, it's just me and her, and she's like, yeah, you know what, I just don't like Oriental doctors. Like every time that I've seen them, they just always second guess themselves and blah blah blah. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Okay.
Oriental.
Wait a minute.
Orientals. Why gotta be that word?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, that's.
It's like every time I hear the word Oriental,
white, by the
I
way.
assume it with food, not race.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently,
I
that's
always,
just me as an Asian.
I always assume racism. Like if someone says like chink or something, like I get it, you're joking, but you're still kind of racist.
Yeah, with chink,
But-
like yeah.
But when someone says Oriental, it's like you are definitely racist.
You're one of those racists.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
I
people.
was like, hey, I won't get that offended, but like, why gotta be that
You're
word?
an educated racist.
Yeah, apparently.
Dude. Yeah, and
You're
then she came back and she was still with me, and just to me, she's like, yeah, I guess that she's just still upset that we bombed Hiroshima, and I'm like,
Hiroshima?
Wait a minute.
That's
Hiroshima.
Japan.
Wait a
Like-
minute.
Japanese.
Hold on.
First of all, the doctor is Chinese. Second of all, she thinks they're all the same. And third of all, that
Apparently.
was a long time ago. How is that even relevant to now? And why would she be?
Why
angry?
don't you just bring it up there? I'm gonna go to the doctor today. I should bring up Hiroshima.
She's Orientals. There's some
Exactly.
She's like, about
Do
that
you,
war
do
too.
you
I'm like,
think like racist Japanese people are like those white people are still mad about Pearl Harbor?
I don't know what's worse.
basically it.
But yeah.
But no, yeah. So that was just to me. So then the next day, I told them that, and since after that lady got her glasses, she couldn't see, so she was eventually gonna come back, and she like went off on her doctor. And then my manager stepped in. She's like, "You cannot talk." She like went off on her. Like, you cannot talk to my doctor that way, and blah blah blah. And basically, like, yeah, she cussed her out and everything. So I'm like,
My
"Hey."
God.
But yeah, she wasn't happy, but it's, honestly, she was a crazy lady.
Your boss
What's,
was Hiroshima.
how old was this
For real.
person?
Was
50, 60.
was she live
Okay,
during
that
Hiroshima?
makes more sense.
Probably.
She'll definitely put Hiroshima.
Clearly she was. Oh, and then she's like, she was talking to her sister on the phone at one point, and then she's just like, yeah, I should have listened to my sister. I shouldn't have come to the mall doctors. They don't know what they're doing. All the Orientals are stupid and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God. Like, you're offending me right now. Like, I don't even know what to say.
That was all of our horror stories
Terrible
that we
stories.
wanted to tell you guys.
Thanks for listening to our story time.
Yeah, thanks.
So if you have any stories, leave them below. We'll take a look.
Like this video if you want to see more of us and talking about stories that
Yep.
in our lives. I don't know.
Because maybe you can relate to the struggles too.
Yeah.
So you're not the
You're
only
like
one.
normal people.
Hey, so yeah,
That's
so
it.
we'll see you guys next
We'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.